welcome back to Rosa's Kitchen. So today I'm going to be preparing the 4th of July dinner party that we are hosting on this coming Saturday. And we do this every year, like our neighborhood get-together potluck party, but we don't do it on the 4th of July. But we decided this year, since you can go out at the restaurant and eat and get together, so that's the reason why we are planning on the 4th of July. And I am thinking that I will present this my Indian traditional food on the table, and I hope they are impressed with the flavor and the taste, and they're going to bring their own dish that they want to share as well. We do this once a year. It's like, sometime a new neighbor moved in to your area, and then you never talk to them. You see them across the road, but you never talk to them. But this is a way that we get to know each other. We introduce ourselves, we invite them, we introduce ourselves. And if you have a good neighbor, it's kind of safe for you yourself to, like, if you're alone or something, if you need something, you can just go ahead and ask them for help and stuff like that. I always feel like maybe if I go and say hi, or maybe if I wave them, they might not wave me back. I don't know, it's just my the way I think. But yeah, you can judge people just the way you look at them, or if you don't even talk to them. So yeah, this would be a very nice party that we're going to have, and I'm pretty sure you guys already have a plan as well on the 4th of July party, but don't drink too much, don't go wild, be safe and be healthy. So I will go ahead, jump right to the ingredient, what we're going to need for this recipe. Alright guys, I have a chicken already in here, washed and cut. I make it a little bit of bigger piece because we are going to do the biryani. So what I have here is a cardamom powder. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin powder, 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, and I'm going to use a very little of red chili powder. Ground cinnamon, I'm going to add a little bit, not much, it's like half teaspoon. 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. And I have ginger and garlic paste. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. Above, and I'm going to add a little bit of chopped mint and chopped coriander leaf, and also I'm going to add a little bit of oil. Alright, so we'll go ahead and add a little bit of salt as well. I'm going to add maybe 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use quite a bit of the yogurt. It's a plain yogurt. Maybe I'm going to use half of that. It's going to be very cold because it came from the fridge. Mix that up. And I'm going to use spoon. This is really cold. Oh, my hand is freezing. Alright, let's use spoon here. So this is going to sit in the refrigerator for 1 whole day. Let it marinate all the good spice that let the chicken absorb all the spices, and the flavor is going to be really good. And I'm going to prepare this on the 4th of July for our get-together party. I'm going to let it sit this, and I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the refrigerator, and when we are ready to cook, I will show you how I prepare my Hyderabadi biryani.
I'm going to heat my pan up, and then I add 3 tablespoons of cooking oil. You can use any oil, I'm using olive oil, and once the oil is hot, we are going to add onion. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to add my sliced onion, you can use red onions or white onions, doesn't matter. And then we're going to cook the onion down for maybe like a minute or so once the raw flavor is all gone. And this is the chicken marinade that I made yesterday, and I put it in a Ziploc bag and I let it marinate for overnight. And today is 4th of July and I'm going to start cooking. I'm going to add a little bit of salt in here so the onion will release the moisture and it will cook faster. So we'll just cook this for about a minute and we're going to add the chicken. It's look like the onion is cooked through, and now I'm going to go ahead and add that marinated chicken, and I'm going to give it a quick mix so all the onion and the chicken are all incorporated each other, all the flavor are mixed together, and I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes or so. You have to keep eye on it once in a while, maybe like after 1 minute you come back and you give it a quick mix again, because we don't want to burn the chicken on the bottom part, otherwise it's not going to be tasty. And I'm turned down the stove in the medium, and we're just going to go add 1 teaspoon of salt. It's up to you how salty you want your chicken, because I like a little bit salty. Any dish I prefer a little bit salty than not salty at all. And we're going to cover this chicken with the lid back, and then every minute or so we come back and we keep stirring it, so that way we don't want to burn the chicken. So after 1 minute I come back and I'm going to give it a quick mix in here, and I'm going to grab 1.5 cup of water, and we'll just pour that in there. And after you pour the water in the chicken, you have to cover the lid back up, and then you have to cook this for 5 minutes. But as I said before, you have to come back and keep stirring the chicken, because sometimes if you forget about, after 5 minutes when you come back, the water might evaporate that fast, and then it might probably burn the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. I will see you back in 5 minutes. Okay, after 5 minutes I come back and I checked on my dish, and look like the chicken is cooked through all the way, and the sauce is thickened as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredient, and I have here chopped cilantro and chopped mint, and I'm going to save half of this for later. And I'm just going to give that a quick mix, and we are good to go. And just going to turn the heat off, and I will show you the next step. So this is for the rice, because I'm going to layer the chicken and the rice together, so that way it's called a biryani. That's why we call it Hyderabadi biryani, which is a layer of chicken and the rice. And this one is a basmati rice. I soaked it for 15 minutes. It is necessary to soak the rice for 15 minutes before you start to cook. And I have, like, if you're using 2 cups of rice, then you have to use 4 cups of water. And I salt the water for like a 1.5 teaspoon of salt in there with the water. And I'm just going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to go ahead and add the rice in the water. Okay, my water start to boil, and I'm going to go ahead and add the rice. And remember, do not leave the rice unattended. It always wanted to boil over in the pot, so You just have to just stand there and just watch it, because it's gonna be a messy if you leave it unattended and it's boil over. I'm just gonna stand here and I'm just gonna watch it. Alright guys, it took me about like 3 minutes or so. You are not going to go ahead and cook through the rice, because basmati rice is a very interesting rice, and you will see if you do a half cook, you will see a little bit of grain going through the rice. So that's way you know. And I'm just going to turn this the heat off, and I'm going to drain the water off from the rice. So I will be back. Okay, so guys, the best part is yet to come, and this is the chicken that we made. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in baking sheets. Okay, grab a spoon here, just spread that around, and I'm going to add the rice that we just drained on top. Just going to go ahead and put that in there. You can see, spread all around there. And spread this, because I preheat my oven at 350 degree, and I'm going to bake this for like an hour, so that way all the flavor will absorb with the rice. And here I have a fried onion. So this is a fried onion. You can buy it online. I order online, so I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. Okay. And now I'm going to add the rest of the chopped cilantro and mint. I'm going to add all that in there. And the fun part, I'm going to use the food coloring. I'm going to use green and orange in my biryani. So I got some food coloring. I'm just going to drizzle like randomly. It's gonna be a fun biryani. So that's what, normally they use saffron, but I can't find saffron and it's very expensive as well, so this is a substitute for saffron. And then the green one will go random spot. Okay, I'm going to use the aluminum foil to cover these up, so that way all the flavor trapped inside the baking sheet. I'm just gonna cover this all up, and that's why we cook the rice half cooked. When you bake it, the rice is going to overcook, like cook through all the way. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to pop this in the oven and bake it for 1 hour, and I will show you once it's done. Alright guys, after 1 hour in the oven, it's already done, and I'm going to go ahead and mix with the rice and the chicken all together, and I'm going to let my husband try it and see what he thinks about. How is it, honey?
Mmm, that is yummy in my tummy. It's like a flavor explosion in my mouth. When do I get more?